Praise the Lord. Welcome to AIM. Guys, we are back. Look at that. Is he serious? How in the world did he get up there? Wow. Mister is not playing. So, you'll understand a little bit more about something I'm going to say here in a minute. Let me lock this because I have Subine is out. Joy is out with her Obaloo self. That is the name Nana has given the fat animals. Joy is quite Obaloo. She's doing within the week to have her puppies. Now, coming down here, of course, Mister, watch, he'll probably jump off since I'm coming closer. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Who asked you to run up there, sir? And I don't even know how you got up there. So, it's been a minute, guys. I just looked back on YouTube to see how long it's actually been. And it's been 13 days since I uploaded a video about the animals down here. And there has been a very good reason for that. I have procrastinated because we have some very sad news that hit me really, really hard. And, you know, these things happen. Something you should know when you're raising animals. These things happen, right? They happen. And the Lord knows best. But Mama and I have lost Ephraim. Yeah. So he became very sick. He was very vibrant. Very vibrant for a good week. Or a week and a few days. His mama was very sick. So, of course, we were taking care of her and making sure she got the necessary treatment she needed. So this is how Mister is getting up there, huh? Getting the necessary treatment she needed. And I will move that feeder if that's how he's getting up there. But I'm just watching him for now. And the vet came several times and, you know, was helping us with it, with her care. For about a week, he was really vibrant, really active, doing really well. I was supplementing him. I was working with Mama, getting him to, and look, this is another reason I'm going to give you another update, and this is another reason why the other update is coming. So this boy is becoming very difficult. Leave the sheep alone. I'm going to whoop you, sir. I'm going to pop your butt. I'll pop your butt, sir. Hey. Anyway, he was very vibrant. He was doing well. He was growing. He was getting big. He was putting on weight, right? We were supplementing him. That's her daughter. Supplementing him with cow's milk, Kerrygold powdered milk. And he was really thriving. He was doing well. Mama was not able to, you know, lead him around like they normally do. They follow their mamas around, right? Normally. Mama wasn't really up a lot because she wasn't feeling well. And I was walking him up over here, up on the hill even, guys, up on the hill. That hole came from me and my foot slid a little, and then it started to break apart, and then it's gotten bigger since. Walking around, walking all the way up there, over here at the top on the steps, coming down, walking around over here, over onto the stones and things, and then back around here and back around. So I would do that several times. He would follow me, and there is Mama's boy as well. Yeah, so I was doing that with him and making sure his legs were strong, making sure he was getting the exercise he needed, making sure he was, climbing up and all of that good stuff. Doing really, really well. Then he began falling over and couldn't get back up. So we would come down here. Look at Mama in her tube. Aww. We would come down here. His legs would be straight out. He would be laying on his side. We would stand him up. He was quite stiff. Stand him up, get him acclimated, get him on his feet, and then, he would move around again. But it was becoming more and more frequent that this was happening. And I could tell he was very stiff, right? So I would take his legs and move his legs and everything. And in the meantime, Mama was better. We were getting him to drink from Mama, right? So at this time, he was also drinking from his Mama. So I would have to hold her, but as long as I held her, she would allow him to drink. Sometimes I had to hold her back legs so she didn't try to kick at him, but sometimes too she would let him drink. So I was working on that process several times a day to be able to get her milk to come back in good, right? It was still there, it was coming, but the more they nurse, the more the milk will come, right? So I was doing that several times a day to try to mimic how they normally feed. And he kept progressively getting worse with the stiffness. And it was a lot of care. I was up and down with him for 2 nights. I brought him in the house to watch over him in the night, and would get up and feed him and work his legs, right? Work all his legs. And then it's feeding time for Miriam and Martha. I would work his legs and feed him several times a night. And then, okay, so he is just jumping up there. I did that for 2 nights, and he was progressively getting worse. He even had developed, I think, fever, because he would get really hot. Right? He would get really, really hot. His body was hot. Okay, so now we see how he's getting up there. So we are gonna, hey Mama, that's your boy, Mama. We're going to move this feeder, although it's pretty heavy. Hold on a second. Okay, I've moved the feeder for now. We have another solution, but anyway, he had developed, guessing it was a fever because his body, his belly and everything would get extremely hot very fast, and then it would be like he was sweating. It felt like he was sweating. I don't know, guys. I just my husband even took him to the vet, and the vet gave him vitamins and stuff like that. The first time he said it was probably iron deficiency or, you know, because he couldn't get his mama's first milk. And then he didn't get better. That was the first time the vet had actually come here. And then he came here a second time, right, to give him more vitamins and whatever. The first time he didn't have his iron with him. So the second time he had his iron with him and was able to give him iron as well. The third time my husband took him to the vet and, you know, had the other vet look at him as well for another opinion. And they had determined that, you know, the way he was sick like that, it was very difficult for them to recover from that. And I've looked it up and stuff. I think it was some type of joint, whatever. It was heartbreaking. I realized that, you know, there wasn't anything I could do, right? And, you know, best for him not to suffer. So I made him comfortable, as comfortable as I could. I still cared for him, but, you know, I just, when I went to bed that night, then the next day when I woke up, he had passed. So, very happy he was no longer suffering. He was suffering a lot. I brought him in there where I sort the eggs, and I brought Mama. You know, I was feeding Mama corn and what have you, different things that I give Mama, treats to help boost her up, and then have her in there with Ephraim. And, you know, there's the boys. Those two boys fight a lot nowadays. And, yeah, so that was that. I had him in there. Had him in there with me. He couldn't even get up, guys. He got to the point where he couldn't even stand. And just laid him there, calling his name. He would call back once in a great while, but not too often. After I had cared for him overnight, I brought him down here the next morning. I brought his mama in. And as soon as he saw his mama, he tried his best to get up. He cried out for her, his little sheep voice, and Mama cried out back to him, and he was able to spend a little time with his mama. And then I had him in there with the eggs with me and would be calling out to him. He would raise his head up and, you know, look to me, and I would pet him and everything. And, you know, when I went up, I left him laying in there because I couldn't leave him out here. I'd fed him and give him his glucose, all the things they gave us to give him. And came back down for the eggs again, and then he would, you know, call to me. And then, yeah, I left him there in the evening, in the night, to sleep, filled his belly with milk, and left him to sleep. And when I came the next morning, that's when he hadn't made it. And it was bittersweet because I hated to see this vibrant young lamb who was running after me, calling after me all the time, you know, go downhill very quick like that. And so I was thankful that he wasn't suffering anymore, because he was really suffering, guys. He was really suffering. And very thankful he's not suffering anymore, but very hurt that he couldn't make it. So that is the story, guys. I just haven't really been able to come down here to give you guys the update. So there it is. So moving forward, yeah, this is what we got going on here. You see the goats are being quite difficult here lately. We have the barber shop over here because they like to do what you guys saw King Solomon doing, walk around and pull the fur off of the sheep. We lost a sheep to that. One sheep was Jacob, and that was her baby, and the goats had come around and torn all of his fur off. If you guys missed that, you might have seen him, but they had tore all his fur off, and the goats are hard to catch doing that, but they had done it so much they kept attacking him to tear his fur off because he just laid there, and so they did that, and then I think he ended up getting cold and dying. I don't know why Mister is just getting, see? Let me catch you, sir. Let me catch you, and you're going on a rope too. So we have 3 right now currently on the rope because those are our worst 3 for ripping fur off. So after he died, right? After that sheep had died, we started catching the ones who are ripping the fur off and tying them up. Today, Mr. here is now not only, I've seen him, you saw it, it was caught on camera, Mr. Moses was ripping fur off of each one of the sheep that he could get to. He's also destroying the roof of the house and disturbing the rabbits. Mr. Joseph is also a problem child. So goats can be very problematic. And yeah. So I'm sorry, Mama. We actually have a solution for that. So that is another update here on the mini farm. We are going to be making a goat pen. So we're going to section off part of this, and we're trying to see what we'll do, if we'll raise it up or if I don't know. There's a lot of different ideas we have for it, but the short of it right now is we have bought metal piping for posts. We are going to get the other materials needed, and we are going to fence off a section just for the goats. So it's kind of looking like all of the goats will be in there. I was thinking that maybe we can keep a few of them out here, the ones who don't have a problem, don't rip fur off of the sheep. That is our main thing. Now, they'll destroy things, fine. I moved the feeder. I think he can't jump up there from the feeder now. That feeder normally wasn't there, but because we had to tie Ruth's mama up because she was ripping fur off of the sheep. Now, see him? Hey. You are a problem, sir. So now that we had to tie her up, the feeder had to be moved. And now that the feeder's moved, King Solomon can jump on the feeder and jump up there and now disturb the rabbits. So he is becoming a problem. And he is our only big male. So, the goal is to keep him because my husband likes the big goats. And there's Big Mama. We now have 2 more big girls, but we only have Mister. So we have to wait for another big boy. That's right, sister. Joseph is a problem. So the goats are really becoming quite disruptive right now and quite disturbing to the sheep. And we really are trying to get our sheep, healthy and vibrant. And they were struggling there for a little bit. And now they're beginning to do well, but we have to definitely, we've come to the point in our mini farm here where we need to separate the goats from the sheep. It was inevitable, I guess. We didn't know, but we're learning. And yeah, now we have to separate the goats. And the goats are the ones that are really destroying the rabbit pen as well. The sheep don't really bother it much, but the goats bother the rabbits a lot, constantly. So yeah, getting the goats put up in their own pen is going to be very beneficial for us. And the way the lay of the land is here on this plot, that is our mini farm, the only place we can really put the goats would be on this side over here, because the water really flows down that way. So we don't want them in rivers of water or whatever. So this is going to be the side they'll have to be on. We will also have to build a shelter for them to keep them out of the rain and the sun and all of that good stuff. We love our goats, but we don't love the fact that they're bullying the sheep. So yeah, it is definitely looking like all of the goats will be separated into that pen. Now another update along with that project, so you guys stay tuned for that. Along with that project is we will be, yes, Miss Tabitha, you're a sweet girl. We will also be putting up a fence over here. So the fence will come from the garden, right? It will come, let me see, come from the garden around the orange tree and over. Grace is on the run still. Yeah, we'll definitely go that way around past the orange tree so they can't destroy my orange tree, or my lemon tree rather. I call it orange now. It's the lemon tree right there, this one. So we don't want them destroying that. Pretty much the coconuts, the tall ones, are okay. They can't really do a whole lot of damage to those two over there. So that will give them a little shade. That will also give them a little shelter if it's raining a bit. Now, that will be a fence with a gate in it. So no longer will we have to sit out there with the animals, and it's looking like it'll be just the sheep. But no longer will we have to sit out there when we put them out there, so that this place can be cleaned and their food can be changed out and everything like that. And we can freely work in here to be able to take care of the chickens and the drinkers and the rabbit drinkers without the animals getting in the way. So that is why we let them out. And yeah, Miss Tabitha. See, the goats are sweet, but Miss Tabitha doesn't seem to give me a problem with the sheep. But yeah, guys, that is the update. Thank you for bearing with me as I told you the story of Ephraim. Yeah. The other update is we had a mama with 2 chicks in here that has been let out. Yes, Miss Tabitha. Yes. Yes, Miss Tabitha. Yes, Missy. She's a sweet girl. We also have one of the ducks. I haven't paid attention to which one it is. I guess I need to. It's either Mrs. Duck or Mama Duck. Mama Duck is the duck that came here first with the chicks. Let's see. We have 8 in there now. They're laying about 1 egg every day. We have the black chicken laying on eggs. This was the mama with her 2 chicks. She don't want to be videoed. With her 2 chicks. Hopefully she has 2 still. Yes. With her 2 chicks, we had put her in the pen for some time before we let her out because the white mama had chicks and the broilers, Miss Tabitha is just sticking with me, and the broilers had killed them. We have guinea fowl laying eggs in here, which I'm not sure if my husband is going to, I think he took the eggs and put them over here. Mama, mama. They love eating rabbit poop. My husband had gotten some eggs and put them over here. Oh no, I think he moved them. I'm not sure what he's going to do with those guinea fowl eggs. Yes, sir. But that is that. Now the rabbit update. You guys haven't seen this one in a while. Look at how big she's getting. I think it's a she. She's such a pretty girl. She's so soft. Hey, Missy. Hey, Missy. Oh, she's going to be on her own soon. She's going to be a big girl. So all the boners are doing well. We do have Mama here. Okay, Big Mama. Big Mama, can we scoot it along? She said, not until you rub me. Okay, Mama, let's go. This Mama, oh, guys. When my husband brought her, she was so skinny. Now, don't mind this. This is just her fur that has come out. She pulls it. Oh, your food is gone. I'll get you some more, Mama. She has 5 babies. 5 baby boners. Hey, Mama. She's such a sweet Mama. She looks so good now compared to how she looked when my husband brought her. Can you see the boners? The bonbons. Some are asleep, some are awake. There's 5 of them. Some are black and some are a light color. What's up, Mr. Daniel? How's the boy? How's that boy? Is he doing all right? So that is the update on our rabbits. We have 5 new bunny rabbits. So hopefully we get to keep all of those alive this time. I'm really starting to do some research. What's up, sir? He's a fine boy. I have, Ephraim really hit me hard, guys. Appreciate you having a little bit of patience with me on this video and why it's taken so long for me to update you guys. That hit me really hard. And the Lord knows. And the Lord gives, the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, right? He knows why. I always say that. He knows why he allowed it. And it has really sparked me to try. Now, as of late, I really have not had time to watch YouTube. I'm struggling with time to put videos up, right? But I haven't really had time to watch YouTube. And I've also lost one of my phones. So sometimes when my one phone is doing something, I can be playing a video in the background or something on my other phone. But I've lost one of them. The operating system or something just quit working. So I don't have use of that. That was my main one that I did all my videos on. And I lost a lot of 50-acre farm footage from when I went there last time. That was another blow, kind of, because you guys know how I love the 50-acre farm. And I lost that footage. And, you know, if I was going to lose the footage and not have it to put up on the channel for you guys, I should have enjoyed the farm a little bit more than, you know, working the whole time videoing it. But it is what it is. So now what I'm trying to do is find channels to subscribe to that will help me in raising the sheep and the rabbits and the goats and everything. So that's what I'm working on now. Look at him. He's over here again. That's just this short time I'm videoing you guys. You see how many times he's been coming over to get the fur. So I'm hoping and praying Ephraim had to travel as soon as he gets back. Hopefully today. Then tomorrow maybe they can start to work on this pen for the goats, because we really need to get a handle on that. Mister is really, I don't know how many we can tie up. We can't just tie up all the goats, right? These are temporary solutions here. And the girls seem to get their ropes all twisted around and shortened, and we have to keep coming back and lengthening it. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm trying to learn more and more. And like you guys saw in the beginning, we were losing goats when they were born. We were losing them. And what I realized is that we need to be supplementing them. In the wild, the way God created them, you don't have to supplement and whatever, right? But I don't know how many of them really, I'm just watching Ruth now. I don't know how many of the goats survive and how many die out there, right? So here on the MiniFarm, I've learned that we supplement them with Kerrygold powder milk, right? I feel like it's a high quality powdered milk. We could probably go and get fresh cow's milk, but you have to do that all the time, and they kept on raising the price on me, and it became quite expensive. And they only sell a gallon at a time, so if you don't use it up quick enough, it was just a hassle. And then yeah, they of course wanted to raise the prices and everything, so I went with what I thought to be a good quality Kerrygold pasture raised powdered milk. So that's what I supplement the goats with. Now, the sheep normally didn't have to be supplemented, right? They normally have enough milk, but I'm not against supplementing them. When we lost Moses's mama, of course, we gave him milk. I still was giving him milk when I was giving Ephraim milk. And I promised him some more milk, and I haven't brought it to him. So I need to. I have a little part of a can left that I'll mix up for him and let him finish that can off. And then I have unopened can that will sit there and wait for the next one that needs it. But I'm trying my best to figure out how to. I heard so. Oh, Mister. I don't know what he's up to. So he's the one that's knocking that over from time to time. But I'm really trying to figure out how to minimize our losses, right? If there's anything that I can do or I'm supposed to do, hey mama, to, you know, help them along and not lose animals. You know, I'm all about doing that. And I'm trying to learn. And that's another reason I like to bring these videos to you guys unedited, right? They're not edited. Yeah, the most I do is put 2 videos together. If I had to stop it like I did for Mister. If I have to stop and restart and then I put the 2 together, you know, that's the most editing I do. I don't really do much. I don't know what their problem was. But I bring these videos to you guys so that you can go further faster, right? If you're starting to raise goats and you've heard me say that is, you know, we found it best when you supplement them with some milk, right? And maybe you'll try that, right? Just something to help you go further faster. And when you're mixing the 2 together. So maybe if you guys start your mini farm, you'll realize in the beginning, if you want sheep and goats, you can, if you have just a few, that's okay. But if your flocks grow, then you'll want to make provision to separate them, right? So hopefully these tips will help you guys. I haven't really touched on the birds much. There's a little risk factor that we run having that pond for the geese and the ducks. Missy fell in the pond. My husband had seen her in there and got her out and then, you know, put her up in one of these. And then when I came down, he told me about it. I took her out of there. I dried her up and gave her some corn. And then, you know, put her back in there. It's feeding time again for Mama. I have not really had to supplement them. I did supplement them a little because I wanted to feed them, but Mama has had plenty of milk. This Mama does good, and with 2 especially. This is her first time keeping that we've been able to keep the 2 alive. She always gives birth to 2, but one way or another, 1 dies or 2 die, and then that's what happens. But this time has been really good. She's been able to keep the 2 alive really well. I did supplement them a little bit in the beginning, but Mama has had plenty of milk. Anyway, that is the thing. I think I lost train of what I was saying, but that is the thing. I want you guys to glean something. Or if you're watching these videos and then you come across something and you remember that I said something about it and it helps you maybe not to lose an animal, right? Or it helps you to be able to know a solution to a problem. You know, that's what I want. And I also want you guys to see what our lives look like here. As we moved 3 years ago, guys, this has grown. We had just a few animals, very few. We had like a couple of goats. Actually, we had, I think, 3 goats. And we had about, what did we have? Couple of chickens or whatever. Then when we came was when we started with everything, right? One by one, we started growing our mini farm here. And now we have all kinds of, we have ducks, we have goats, sheep, chickens, broilers, roosters, layers. We have our chickens here, which I'll give you a separate video for an update on them. We have our turkeys, we have guinea fowl, we have geese, we have ducks, dogs, right? We had 1 dog when we came, Subine, and then we have added to our dogs as well. So that is the update, guys. Quite a difficult one for me as far as Ephraim is concerned. But, you know, as I said, The Lord gives, the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And he knows why. He definitely knows why. So we're looking forward. We have several other mamas here on the mini farm pregnant. So we just keep looking forward to... He's trying to get up there. Let's see if he can make it. We're just looking forward to the next births and trying to do better as we move forward. Trying to do better with caring for them. And by all means, some will go anyway because of life, right? But Mr. Trouble over here. But that is how it goes. So I need to get busy in there in the chickens pen. Like I said, I will get you an update on some improvement that we've made over there with the chickens pen, some challenges that we are having, and also, you know, the overall update on how they are doing, how they're laying, the percentage of eggs they're laying per bird, you know, like for amount of birds we have, what their percentage is of laying eggs and all that good stuff. So we'll bring you that in a separate video. Also, land for sale. If you guys are looking to do any farming. Me personally, I would love to have done this on more acreage. But we are on the outskirts of Accra and we could not get any more here. Everything else around us that would attach to our properties was purchased already. We just barely got this last plot, and they had been digging the sand, the dirt from here to sell it. So when we bought this plot, you know, this was already like that because they had dug down so much here on this particular plot. They didn't want to sell it. They were selling the sand from it. And when they finally decided to sell it to us, then that's how we were left. So, you know, we took it anyway because we wanted this plot. And I think it would have been nice to have about 10, right? So we could have had enough space to be able to rotate the grazing, right? We could have, if we had, let's say we had 6 more plots, right? You could have the goats on one, the sheep on one, then you can rotate it out, right? So that you could even have all the birds on one. And then you could rotate it out so the grass doesn't get totally destroyed like it did here. Because this had grass in it when we first came. Well, weeds. It had a lot of weeds in it here when we first came. But with the animals here, there's nothing left. Right? So it would have been nice to get more. So check out some of those videos, guys, or contact my husband. You don't have to go searching through all the videos if you're interested in farmland or something where you can also build your homestead in different regions, right? Eastern region, central region, western region. He knows of land in all 3 of those. There's still a plot and a half and a plot and a half. They're separated. But if you guys are interested in purchasing a plot and a half near us here and doing a smaller version of what we have, or just building your home here and having your farmland somewhere else, you know, contact him on WhatsApp. He'll be able to go through all the details with you guys on how the process works, on pricing, location, how close are towns, and those kinds of things. So go to the website aaimcs.com and contact Maxwell Mensa on WhatsApp if you guys are interested. But yeah, so that is the update. The 50-acre farm Plantain, plantain, plantain. That's what's being planted now. There are a few more palm nut trees that need to be planted, but right now the plantain next to the cocoa that has been planted is the focus. And I believe my husband got 2,000 plantain seedlings, and those will be planted throughout the farm. So he is working diligently on that. So the farm will basically consist of coconut, plantain, cocoa, and palm nut. So that will be our 50 acres of farm. Trying to get a house garden going so that the workers at the house will have food to eat there without having to buy it all the time. And also trying to make sure we have room for planting corn, right? We need a space for corn. So I think he's trying to save a little bit of maybe a couple acres or something so we can continue to plant corn to supplement us here and feed our animals. So that is all the update here on the MiniFarm homestead animal portion. Like I said, Joy is pregnant, due within the week, and we'll bring you that update when the puppers come. And yeah, and it's starting to rain, so the goats will not be worrying the sheep. The goats like to go up in the ark, and the sheep like to go under the ark. But the goats will go in first. These three that are tied up, they all have their shelter. So we planned that strategically, so they all have shelter to go under if it rains. But yeah, that's what we got, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. Was this informative? Was this helpful for you guys? Do you enjoy these updates? Let me know in the comments, because sometimes I think, well, you've seen the MiniFarm. You know, you've seen it, but I think they're helpful. Each time maybe I tell you something that I didn't think to tell you before. But yeah, that's what I got going on here today. And I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, God bless. What's that? Ephraim, come on, you can do it. Yay. Come on, sir. Come on, he's a big boy. He's such a big boy. He's going to be a great jumper. Like your daddy. Your daddy's got some jumping skills. Come on, sir. Walk it out. Let's walk it out, sir. Come on. Your daddy. Come on, sir. Let's climb this one. Shall we climb?